I'm pretty sure that XRP and the other markets will go through a pretty big drop soon. That's why I'm making this video, to give you guys some really important trading tips that could help you save or even make a lot of money. Now we're going to talk about everything, starting with the stock market and the new huge manipulations that have been going on there. Jerome Powell and some news stories he's talked about that are very important for the economy and jobs. We're also going to type a little bit into Us.Thankx, a popular YouTuber who recently made a video where they talked about all of these things further. Ladies and gentlemen, I need you to click the like button. This is a very important one. Let's watch the movie. Everyone needs to see it. So I'm going to begin with Crypto's RS and something he said lately in a video he posted on YouTube, which I agree with. First, I'd like to say this. Let's pay attention to what he says. And let's say the jobs report on Friday is terrible for some reason, or just worse than expected. That gives him more reasons to cut even more, right? The number is still about the same now as it was last week and the weeks before that. 33%, 50 basis points, and 67%, 25 basis points. The rate of inflation went down. We just heard about PCU last week. It went down. He wants inflation to be at a certain level. That makes it the same as the workforce, right? The job market, jobs and jobless. If those numbers are lower than expected, that percentage for the rate cut will definitely go up. Okay, then yes, that's an important point, right? We're going to talk more about that because first and foremost, that's very important, right? To begin, if you didn't already know, Jerome Powell lowering the rates is a very positive sign. This is because it means the cost of debt has gone down, which means people have more money to spend, as well as XRP, Bitcoin, the stock market, real estate, and everything else. A lot more money is being put into all of those markets. In general, the most bullish market situations are ones with too much capital and interest rates that are very low or non-existent. This is exactly what happened during the last cycle when interest rates were almost non-existent and the money printer went crazy. Yes? CryptoZar basically says that there's a 50/50 chance that he will lower rates by 25 basis points. And most people think it's likely 67% of the time. Now it's going to be more than that. There is no exact evidence that that will be the case. What Jerome Powell has said is the only thing we have to go on. She had said before that if the job market and prices are where he wants them to be, nothing else matters. It's okay for him to lower interest rates so that the economy can start to grow, right? The job market has also been having a rough time lately. It has been said that a lot of jobs have been lost. Over 1 million jobs were lost last quarter, which is a big number. So it makes sense that this coming Friday, when we get the next report on jobs, is very important. This will take place in a few days. So tell me why I think any of this is bad news. You just heard why cutting rates is a good idea. However, there isn't much good news about this news right now, and there's a lot of bad news as well, because the markets already think that Jerome Powell will cut rates, yes? It won't be good for the markets if Jerome Powell doesn't lower interest rates, or if he only lowers them by a small amount, like 25 basis points instead of 50. Some people think that rate cuts are good, but they're not when the markets have already priced in the rate. It seems like people are guessing, and they're so sure that rate cuts are going to happen because of the news that's going around. I think it will be terrible for the markets if Jerome Powell doesn't lower interest rates. This is something we've seen lately. Just look at what happened when Japan recently raised interest rates to see what I mean. Huge amounts of money were lost on the US stock market. The stock market in Japan and even the stock market in Taiwan, which had the worst day in its history. This is what we're going to enter. Prices have already taken into account that Jerome Powell won't cut rates, so it won't be good if he doesn't. You should watch out for that. Listen, there's a lot of market cheating going on right now, so I really need to warn you. When I talked about how the US Department of Justice subpoenaed NVIDIA in an earlier video, everyone believed it because it was covered by all of the major news outlets and everyone talked about it while thinking it was true. Then this comes out. NVIDIA says in a public statement that the Department of Justice has not asked them to produce any documents. So this story gets spread, and all of the major news outlets, including those owned by BlackRock, report it. Then it turns out that was false information. This is a disgustingly bad thing that happened at this time. Why is it so bad? Well, guess what? Warren Buffett, the owner of Berkshire Hathaway and manager of hundreds of billions, if not trillions of dollars, just 2 days before this news came out, Warren Buffett sold all of his tech stocks and had $250 billion in cash on hand. And then when the news from the US Department of Justice came out that NVIDIA was down 10%, all the other tech stocks dropped between 4% and 6% in one day. It turns out that this news was not true at all. And this guy is just sitting on all this cash. He sold all of these stocks and is now buying them back at a huge price because of this fake news, right? Don't you get it? Even though it's crazy, this is what we have to deal with in the stock market, in the world of crypto, and in the tech world. This is the kind of trickery that's going on right now. Everything I've said so far is about the news stories that said Nvidia was ordered by the US Department of Justice. This made the stock price of Nvidia drop by about 10% in one day. According to the same news stories, Jerome Powell is going to lower interest rates by 50 basis points. This has already been priced into the markets. In other words, I believe this is a deliberate action meant to mislead investors. And I don't believe it will be a 50 basis point drop. I think it might be 25 basis points, but when the market's price in 50 basis points, that's not a good sign. That being said, I just want to say that if this goes the way I think it will, it's going to be a really bad day for a lot of cryptocurrencies and tech stocks. Because there are so many mortgages out there, real estate will probably also have a little bit of an effect on this market. So yes, we need to be very careful with this. So now I'm telling you not to buy XRP. Without a doubt not. From my point of view right now, a daily dollar cost average into XRP seems like a great idea. At 55 cents XRP, I still think we're getting a great deal. I think it's a very big mistake to keep going with XRP right now, though. It's also technically possible for this to happen. RSI shows that XRP is definitely overvalued, and the daily chart shows that we're now in the neutral zone for buy and sell orders on a daily basis. And I think by Friday that it will be a few more days out there. Inside of a week, we'll likely be somewhere in the middle, and it's possible that we'll even be in an overbought position. But when this news from Jerome Powell comes out, if it's bad, it's going to be a very bad day. Don't get me wrong, I love getting things for a great price. While XRP is on sale right now, I don't think it's a good deal for leverage trade. Now, am I going to start selling XRP short? Without a doubt not. This market is crazy and hard to predict, and I really don't like shorting XRP. XRP is the only thing I really hold on to. Because of this, I'm going to wait for that XRP sale to happen. Then, when it does, I'll open up a new long trade with more leverage on XRP. So just because there isn't a chance for XRP right now doesn't mean there aren't chances for other assets, right? For this reason, Bitcoin is a truly amazing chance right now. When we look at Bitcoin's daily RSI, we can see that it's really strong because it has crossed below the line. Also, if we switch to the weekly, we can see that we're below the line and have already crossed it, right? A weekly or daily cross below the line on the stochastic RSI is a very bullish sign. So I'm 10x long on Bitcoin right now and plan to keep this position open for at least a few more days. If you want to open a long position on Bitcoin with me on Margex, feel free to do so. I'm going to wait a few more days to see what happens with the price, and I'll let you know when I take profits on this position as well. So ladies and gentlemen, click on the link below to join Margex and trade with me. I want to hear your honest thoughts. What do you guys think about the market right now? Are you optimistic about the near future? Are you a bear? Let me know in the comments what you think by clicking the like and subscribe button below. If you like what you see, don't forget to sign up for Margex using the link below while you're there. See you next time. Goodbye.